There is a moment every parent has felt and quickly brushed off. You are mid-bite, mid-sentence, mid-anything, and you glance over to find your baby staring directly at you with an expression that looks less like curiosity and more like assessment. Not confusion, not wonder, something closer to evaluation. And you laugh it off because babies don't judge, right? They don't have opinions yet. They can't possibly be forming conclusions about you. Except they are. Not in the way a teenager judges, not with words or sarcasm or eye rolls, but in a way that is arguably more powerful because it is happening at the exact age when the human brain is deciding, for the first time, who can be trusted and who cannot. And once you understand what your baby is actually doing behind that stare, you will never brush off that look again. Welcome to Inside the Baby Mind, where we go past what your baby does and into what your baby is actually thinking, feeling, and trying to tell you. If your baby has ever given you a look that felt a little too knowing, this one is for you. Subscribe if you have not already. Let's go. The first thing to understand is that infants are constantly running evaluations, and this is not speculation. Researchers studying infant social cognition have found that babies as young as a few months old show measurable responses to how people around them behave, particularly whether those people are helpful or unhelpful to others. Your baby is not simply watching the world happen. Your baby is scoring it, tracking who is kind, who is careless, who follows through, and who does not. This scoring system begins operating long before your baby can speak a single word about it. The second thing is about a very specific and slightly uncomfortable finding. Studies using simple puppet show style experiments have found that infants consistently prefer characters who help others over characters who hinder them, reaching toward the helpful figure and turning away from the unhelpful one. This preference appears almost universally across different infants, different settings, different researchers. Your baby did not learn this preference from a lesson or a book. It was already running in the background, waiting for real people, real moments, real you to apply it to. If Inside the Baby Mind is giving you something real, take a second to subscribe. We put out new science every few days. Things your baby cannot say yet, but is absolutely feeling. The third thing is about tone, specifically the tone of your voice when you are not even talking to your baby. Researchers studying infant auditory processing have found that babies pick up on vocal tension, sharpness, and frustration in a caregiver's voice, even during conversations that have nothing to do with them. Even phone calls, even arguments in another room. Your baby is not just listening to you. Your baby is listening to how you sound when you think no one important is paying attention. And to your baby, someone important always is. The fourth thing is about consistency, and this is where the judgment becomes less abstract and far more personal. Researchers studying attachment formation have found that infants build internal models, essentially early predictions, about whether a specific caregiver can be counted on to respond the same way twice. Every time you react differently to the same behavior, warm one moment, sharp. The fifth thing is about faces. Specifically, the faces you make in the half second before you catch yourself. Researchers studying micro-expressions in caregiver-infant interaction have found that babies are remarkably sensitive to fleeting facial signals, the flash of irritation before a patient smile, the flicker of exhaustion before a cheerful voice. Your baby is not fooled by the recovery. Your baby caught the flash. This does not mean your baby holds it against you. It means your baby's evaluation system is built to notice the truth underneath the performance. Because for an infant, the truth underneath is the only version of you that actually matters for their safety. The sixth thing is about comparison, something most parents never consider happening at all. Studies observing infants in settings with multiple caregivers have found that babies form distinct, separate expectations for each person in their life, responding differently to a parent who is reliably soothing than to one who is inconsistent, even when both people love the baby equally. Your baby is not making a global judgment about whether they are loved. Your baby is making individual judgments, person by person, about whether each specific relationship can be trusted to behave the way it behaved yesterday. This is not cruelty. This is the earliest form of social intelligence functioning exactly as it should. The seventh thing is about what happens when you get something wrong, because every parent does, and this is the part that should bring relief rather than anxiety. Researchers studying rupture and repair in early relationships have found that a single inconsistent moment, one sharp tone, one distracted response, does not register as a permanent judgment in an infant's developing model of a caregiver. What matters far more is the pattern across many moments, and critically, what happens next. A caregiver who notices the rupture and returns with warmth is not erasing a mistake. They are actively teaching their baby that trust can bend without breaking, which is one of the most valuable lessons a nervous system can learn. If this is giving you something, take a second to like this video and leave a comment. Parents, tell me about a moment you swear your baby was silently judging you. I read every single one. The eighth thing is about your own brain during all of this, because the biology, once again, runs in both directions. Studies measuring caregiver responses to infant social behavior have found that when a baby appears to evaluate or watch a parent closely, it activates self-monitoring regions in the adult brain, the same regions responsible for social self-awareness in front of other adults. Your baby staring at you with that unmistakable evaluating look is not just amusing, it is measurably changing how your own brain monitors your behavior in real time, whether you consciously notice it or not. The ninth thing is about what all of this evaluation is quietly building toward. Researchers following infants into early childhood have found that the accuracy and consistency of an infant's early evaluations of their caregivers correlates strongly with the security of their later attachment style, their willingness to explore, and their baseline trust in relationships going forward. Your baby is not judging you the way a critic judges a performance. Your baby is judging you the way a nervous system judges its own foundation, testing whether it can safely be built upon. The 10th thing, and the one that matters more than any of the others, is about what your baby's judgment is actually for. It was never designed to catch you failing. It was designed to find out, as early and as accurately as possible, whether you are the kind of person a small, completely dependent human being can survive being attached to. Every stare, every scoring moment, every silent evaluation is your baby's nervous system asking one single question in 1,000 different disguises. Can I count on you? And the extraordinary thing, the thing almost no parent is ever told, is that you do not have to pass that test by being perfect. You only have to pass it by being real and by coming back. There is a moment every parent has felt and quickly brushed off. You are mid-bite, mid-sentence, mid-anything, and you glance over to find your baby staring directly at you with an expression that looks less like curiosity and more like assessment. Now you know what that look actually is. Not judgment in the way a courtroom judges, not a verdict against you. It is evaluation in the truest, most protective sense. A small nervous system quietly checking whether the person in front of it is safe to depend on. You do not need to perform for that stare. You do not need to hide your bad days, your short tempers, your distracted moments. Your baby is not scoring you on perfection. Your baby is scoring you on whether the warmth comes back after it disappears, whether the pattern, over time, adds up to safety. The next time your baby looks at you like they are seeing straight through you, let them. That look is not a threat. That look is trust in its earliest, most honest form, still being built. Because this was never really about judgment. This is about a relationship being formed one evaluated moment at a time, in an ordinary kitchen, on an ordinary evening, becoming the deepest foundation your child will ever build their sense of safety on. That you are consistent enough, that you are honest enough, even in your flashes of frustration, that you always come back. You are not being watched to be caught. You are being watched to be trusted, one quiet evaluation at a time. And every time you come back with warmth, you are passing the only test that was ever actually being given. What you are building in that gaze is permanent.
and it is something only you can give them.